There's an old saying in golf which is drive for show and putt for dough, and who doesn't want to hit driver a few times and show off occasionally? The hope being is that if your driver is perfectly suited to your game, the driver is helping you as much as it possibly can hit good tee shots. Now, we know there's a certain amount of swing mechanics involved in a good driver shot, and you know, I would encourage you to go and make sure that you're swinging the club the best you possibly can, researching online, looking for golf tips, or even taking a professional golf lesson. But there's no point having great mechanics if the club isn't optimized and maximizing your potential to hit good tee shots. Lots of different things go into consideration when we're buying a driver. And the one thing you shouldn't do is just play the same driver as your favorite tour player, or just buy the driver from the fanciest adverts. What I would encourage you to do is do some proper in-depth research into the type of driver that's best suited for you, and then try before you buy. Go and find a local demo day or a good PJ professional or even a club fitter, and specifically work through the requirements of the driver so it becomes your best friend. Lots of different things we can consider in the driver, not just the make and the name on the club head, but things like loft. That's going to affect how high the ball flies, whether it spins up into the air or whether it flies a little bit further. We need to make sure the loft is appropriate to your swing and swing speed. We could then consider how the shaft affects things, whether it's a stiff flex shaft or a softer flex shaft or a longer shaft or a shorter shaft, the kick point within the shaft. Lots of different things to consider when it comes to shafts. We then also consider modern technology has allowed us to do things like make adjustable drivers. The adjustability of a driver can change the loft, it can change the bias on the club head, we can even change the weighting within the club head. Now, the bias and the weighting within a club head might mean that if you're a predominant slicer of the golf ball and the ball is often moving left to right in the air for a right-handed golfer, I can set my driver up in terms of the way the club head sits or the way the weights sit in the club head to actually encourage me to straighten that slice out a little bit. I'm not suggesting that a driver can necessarily completely overwrite your bad swing mechanics or your bad swing fault, but it can definitely assist you in getting more shots to fly down the middle if the driver is well suited to you. Other things we've got to think about is making sure the grip is correct for you, so the right size grip, the right thickness of the grip, and a decent quality grip. So particularly if you're looking at buying a second-hand golf club, which no problem buying second-hand, you know, technology moves on, but it doesn't move on quite as quick as the manufacturers will lead you to believe. If you do buy a second-hand golf club, just consider that for an extra $10, take the grip off, put a fresh grip back on, and that's going to feel like a completely different golf club. So consider how important the grip is, the shaft, the club head, the weight bias, the loft. There's all these different considerations go into choosing the right driver. Like I say, we drive for show, we putt for dough, but hitting drives on the golf course, it's a really good, satisfying feeling. There's nothing better than smashing one of those, walking down there past your playing partners and finding that you're 20 yards ahead. So buying a new driver might be considering all those different facets. Go and see a local PJ Pro or club fitter and get the right driver for your game.